You just watch that display. It is horrendous.
I'm even wearing
the Bulls.
This is not even a real Bulls shirt.
It's blue enough.
Actually, for once, I actually
got
Allen, who's a Lion. He's a Lions fan.
from England. Yeah.
Lions fan.
He's not from England, but he's from England.
Yeah.
No, he's South African, definitely.
Yeah, visiting for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Showing these guys how it's done.
He's a statistician.
Yeah, so what happened? What happened on the weekend?
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do this.
Yeah, you were supposed to, but you're also semi-ready, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the I think you're ready for the results.
I've got them.
Okay.
So
got the results covered.
First game of the weekend, Leicester against Edinburgh, 16-6 to Leicester.
Yeah, we watched that.
Yeah.
That was like a test match.
It was like a test match.
It was very, very close until Jasper Wiese came on at half-time and he scored
a magnificent try.
Quite an amazing try.
Yeah.
They love him, eh?
They do love him, and Pollard as well.
Yes.
Very, very good over in England.
Pollard missed one kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jasper Wiese has been playing really well. They love him in Leicester. Very, very popular, and lots of man of the matches. So that's what we want to see.
Yeah, yeah.
From a South African perspective, like Jasper Wiese over the last 2 years has really
stepped up.
Yeah, he's stepping up, and he looks like the guy to take over from Dwayne.
Don't really know why he started on the bench in the first place.
I think they just want to give him a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to lose him later on, and you might move on and stuff like this. So they want to see about getting the other guys in.
We're just making this about us, aren't we? I mean,
Edinburgh was good for a big part of the game.
It's a good win. I mean, Edinburgh, we've seen them in the URC. They've played well this season, so that's a decent win, even though it is away for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leicester has to play Leinster then next weekend.
I just have to say another thing about Pollard. Even though he missed one kick, he made very few mistakes other than that.
Yeah.
His kicking out of hand was good, his passing's very good, he's looking good, his tackling's good, so it's also another positive because we are South African, so we mention these things.
Yeah, then it was Sharks Munster, Sharks 50, Munster 35.
That was some game, wasn't it?
Yeah. High scoring, 85 points. I think it was 12 tries.
Yeah.
So the defense not so good. Well, I think the Sharks defended well to score their intercept tries and that. Just a worry, obviously, Eben Etzebeth being injured.
A lot of tries from scrappy things.
Yeah. But I think I think it was just a case of travelling over to Durban and playing over there and stuff like that. Just like they don't seem to be doing too well with that most of the time. And we have to question whether the Irish teams are actually focusing on the Heineken Cup or if they're going to be focusing on the URC, where their focus lies, because you can't play all the games all the time.
No.
And also Munster's season has been a little bit off in the URC as well, I thought. Not their same standard.
No. Great attacking play by the Sharks. Mapimpi looked good, and Jaden Hendrickson, like we said, it's a bit of a worry. A few Springboks on the sideline.
Bosch, I thought, kicked well for Posey. I think he missed one kick.
I think he's better, but he still does a few silly things.
And what about RG
Sneyman?
Yes. The gameplay, the whole
every
he went
run
off
he
after
made,
60 minutes or whatever.
Every run he made, he gave an offload.
Yeah.
So that might add, if he does get picked for the Springboks.
He looks cool with the hair and the beard and stuff.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about that? I think like we said, like the defense from both sides
created mistakes, and they scored from those mistakes. It was scrappy. It was weird. It lots of balls being kicked through and kicked back, and weird things happening.
Yeah.
Lots of advantage. Like using it, and
But it must have been hot. It must have been
hot and muggy,
hot,
and sort of high humidity and stuff.
Anyway, the Sharks have to go to Toulouse next weekend.
And play them in the next round.
So that's in France,
we'll get to that. But I think the way they played the first half to lose, I think they can beat them.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyway,
we'll see.
Stormers was the next game. Stormers Harlequins, closer. I think a closer game than it actually. Like the scoreline sort of flatters Harlequins a little bit. I mean, I thought Harlequins played well, but 32-28.
Yeah.
Where the game was actually over like 10 minutes before the end,
Yeah, they scored a few late tries, Harlequins, when the Stormers sort of got into that mode of we've won the game.
Yeah, and then just relaxed.
And then just relaxed a bit, So, but convincing in general.
Yeah. That game was in Cape Town, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, the stadium looked pretty full as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, good crowd.
Lots of people.
Yeah. And they're so settled. Like Leinster and from a URC perspective, Leinster and the Stormers look so settled. Everyone knows their job. They're high in confidence. Everyone knows what to do. They just look good in general. Yeah.
Who did we say the Stormers have to play next weekend?
Was it?
I think it's Leicester. Is it Leicester?
We'll get back to that in a minute. I'll have it up.
It's Leicester,
Leicester. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We'll check that.
In a minute. I've got the.
Okay.
Anyway, then Leinster Ulster 30-15. It was like rainy.
Yeah.
Sort of like a game of attrition.
Yeah, expected.
Yeah.
Results.
Yeah.
The finals in Dublin.
Yeah.
We spoke about that. It's sort of like a football, like a Champions League thing where it's called the Dublin 2023. So
just to explain, we're not used to that.
No.
Like with Super Rugby and Currie Cup, etc. We have it that the top team on the log gets a home final. So this is new for us.
But it's a good thing.
It's really not good. A bad thing.
But watching it in the UK, I think the majority of the teams are quite accepting of the South Africans being in the tournament, and it's good that we get the opportunity to play with some of the big boys. Hopefully we'll get better playing overseas, because we have this tendency on Northern Hemisphere tours to go a little bit wayward with our accuracy. So hopefully this will help us a little bit. But it's definitely second season syndrome, isn't it? We're not doing quite as well.
No, and we thought, beginning of the season, we thought the Sharks, in Europe, it seems like the Sharks are doing better than in the URC. The Bulls have obviously fallen away, and we're not going to talk about the Challenge Cup for long, but the Lions are doing well.
Yeah, we'll go through the fixtures and just go through what's happening there.
Okay,
La Rochelle, last year's champions, 29-26 at home against Gloucester. I know nothing about Gloucester at all.
I think they're pretty good. I don't think they're too bad at all.
Who do we know? Who do we know from Gloucester?
There was a couple of South African. Johan Ackerman's kid was playing with.
Johan Ackerman. I think he went to Japan then.
There was a couple of Gloucester guys who went
internationals. Any internationals?
Not too many.
They were okay for a while, but I think they've fallen away.
And then the thing is, I think in Premiership rugby has done away with the relegation for a couple of seasons now. So that means that they're not putting quite as much money, or if you're not going to get relegated, that's one of the big things, isn't it? It keeps you driven and stuff. And they're saying the same thing about Bath. We know Bath have got a rich history, but they need to do something about their stadium, really, because they're right at the bottom of the table. They're struggling. I live in Bristol, so hopefully Bristol will get in there. But as South Africans, we like to support Sale. Sale's the team we really like to watch.
A lot of South Africans.
And again, I think they lost.
They lost.
And what is it? Challenge Cup.
Yes.
So I didn't actually watch the La Rochelle game, but
we didn't watch that.
So that's a narrow win, but
as expected, I would
think.
Defending champions, we'll have to see. Then this was an interesting game. Exeter Montpellier, who ended on a draw, and then Exeter went through on tries.
Tries scored. And Montpellier got a red card after...
in the first half, isn't it?
It seems like a lot of the teams have a very good strategy for when they get a red card.
Like the Lions
last night. Last night.
Do you think teams step off the gas, though, when they just assume there might be an element of...
I think they disrespect the other team in terms of they think we can just swing it, I think.
Get it wide.
Instead of just
change your game
play the same game. And the gaps will come, and it will loosen up naturally. I think they try to force it, maybe. Then the last game, not the last game, Toulouse Bulls.
Wow,
that was.
We just watched that one.
Very unpleasant.
These boys are very happy.
Solid first half.
Fan myself, it wasn't too bad. But it's refreshing after a couple of years of getting thrashed by them.
But being solid in the first half is not good enough.
No, and it was like. We didn't try. It was what I mean is, kicking we get into their half and kicking an up and under into their 22, and we've seen the French international team. They want you to kick at them.
Yes.
No, they didn't mark it. They want you to kick at them so that they can win this kicking.
Yeah.
They want to wait.
Kick it on Ramos.
Yes.
One of the best fullbacks in the world.
And literally a minute or two later, they're in our half and they score. So.
No, it sort of turned quickly, and then they just played us out of the game, and then it was just catch-up rugby from there.
And now the Sharks have to go to Toulouse next week.
Yeah.
Was that all the games for the weekend? Is that
I think Saracens Ospreys?
Yeah, Saracens have won that game. I think it was 35-20. The game's just finished.
Yeah.
So you want me to run through the quarterfinals for the thing?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
So the Heineken Cup quarterfinals, we've got Stade Rochelle playing Saracens in France next Friday.
Let's quickly, La Rochelle for me. What do you think?
I'm going to go Saracens on that one.
I'm going to go La Rochelle just because they're champions.
Yeah.
Leinster against Leicester.
Leinster.
Leinster, yeah.
I'm going to go Leinster as well. Toulouse and the Sharks in France.
In France.
If Eben is not injured, I think that the Sharks can narrowly win it.
That will be close. I think the Sharks might win it, but it's going to be close.
I think a lot of the, like, Eben's obviously played over there, but it depends on our big guns firing. Yeah. I personally believe that the South African teams are focusing more on the Heineken Cup in a World Cup year. Less games to win the tournament. And I think with a World Cup coming up, I think they're going to, if we get knocked out earlier, it's not going to do us any harm in the long run. You know.
True.
And the final game is Exeter against the Stormers. Now the Bulls really struggled in Exeter when they went over there.
Yeah.
I think Stormers. I think Stormers.
Yeah.
Exeter went great against Montpellier, against 14 men for long.
Stormers lose to like Welsh teams away.
He's just so confident at the moment that I think.
I don't know.
When it's a big game, I think
Stormers away.
I'd go with the Stormers for that one. I think the Stormers should have it.
I'm going Exeter.
Yeah.
And then Challenge Cup. We're not going to talk about all the Challenge Cup games, but we have to talk about the Lions, obviously.
Yeah. And we can talk about the fixtures which are coming up.
Yeah.
Scarlets are playing Clermont-Auvergne. So Scarlets for that one for me. I'd really like them to win that. Toulon are playing Lyon, so get rid of some French teams in that one, which helps everyone.
I don't know. Toulon.
These boys like their Benetton team who are playing Cardiff. So
I think Benetton.
Benetton, and finally Glasgow are playing the Lions.
Yes, that's
in
so
Glasgow.
big.
No,
that's such a massive game.
I can't say Lions, but
just because of the form of Glasgow in the URC this year, I hope the Lions. I do.
They're like fourth in the URC now, fourth or third.
Yeah.
They really are good.
So high.
Do we put that down to Franco Smith and his coaching team and what he's brought in?
Because they have to.
They were terrible. They were terrible. I mean, I know they came 8th, but they were like. I mean, they lost in the quarterfinals 70 by like 7 points
to Leinster. No, they're much better. They're much better than they were last year.
Like when Glasgow comes here now, I'm worried about them. I'm worried about the games against them. So
very good team away from home, but hopefully the Lions can take that. So I'm going to go with the Lions for that.
Maybe the Lions are on a high.
No, they can take it.
Yeah.
With the momentum that they've got, I think they can win. But I've got to say, my brain's got to say. Glasgow.
Yeah, my heart says Lions, but
and it's a good thing that these games are all following on. These are all like 8th of April, 7th. So these are all games which are coming up pretty soon. So it's good you get to play a game, travel, finish up a game, and then you can go back and take a little bit of a rest before the URC kicks in again. So good games coming up.
Awesome, very interesting. Loving being involved in the European.
Guys, let us know what you think, who you think is going to win, and what you want us talking about and that kind of thing, and we'll see if we can.
Well, let us know who you think is going to come second to Leinster. Who's going to lose to Leinster in the final?
I mean Leinster, Ireland.
Let's say I'd probably go with. I hope the Stormers can do well, but I mean Ulster are coming up, aren't they, again? So maybe we're a big fan of Dwayne Vermeulen. Kitsoff is going over there next year as well, so hopefully. But
okay.
I suppose it's go Stormers for the moment, eh?
Yeah, go Stormers. They're our best bet. Maybe the Sharks.
Best bet, maybe the Sharks. And Lions for the Challenge Cup.
Let's go. We're going to win it.